Good morning. I actually took the day off today because it's a holy day, so we just actually got out of mass. And I also have a doctor's appointment. I have a La Leche League meeting tonight. Isabel has gymnastics. There's just so much going on that I ended up just taking the day off today. So I'm excited to hang out with the girls. Like I said, we just got out of mass, so we're gonna go have a little girls breakfast and then head to the midwife's for our 25-week checkup. Good breakfast? You having breakfast too? He was asking me about I am back now from the appointment, my 24-week appointment, but I scheduled them like a week later because of her availability. So I am 25 weeks and baby is the size of an eggplant. And it's fun because that means that this week that baby has breached the 1 foot mark. So we are now about 13 inches and 1.5 pounds. And my appointment overall went very well. But as a recap, you know, one of the first things she asks is like, any questions, new symptoms, like what do we need to talk about here? And I was telling her like sleep, I would say, is the most, you know, notable side effect, symptom, whatever I'm having, just a really not good sleep. And like I kind of told you in the last update, it's been kind of like, I don't have trouble going to sleep, but I have trouble staying asleep. And so she was asking me more like, what do you mean by that? How long do you sleep before you wake up again? How much total sleep are you getting? Like all the questions to kind of learn more. And so I would say I'm getting about 1.5 hours at a time. So like a sleep cycle. And then I wake up, I kind of toss and turn, and then I'm probably getting about 6 hours total interrupted 6 hours. And she was not thrilled about that. So obviously I'm not thrilled about that. I'm tired and I want to sleep better. But it was more of like a, this is like a yellow flag for me. She was a little more concerned than I expected her to be. To me, I was like, oh, I thought sleep was just a common pregnancy, you know, symptom. But she said the way in which I'm describing is not so good. A lack of sleep can be triggering for postpartum depression or psychosis, and it can actually happen in pregnancy too. It will cause your anxiety to spike. And I was telling her, if you saw my last update at 24 weeks, that I did have a day of like extreme anxiety. And so she was like, I think, you know, we do need to address this sleep that you're experiencing and make sure that we get it under control before it can cause an issue or get too bad. So she was saying, you know, if you have to get up once a night to go to the bathroom or something, like that's totally normal. And maybe even in later pregnancy, like at 38, 39, 40, like, you know, close to that, you might even be getting up once or twice. She was like, but to be up every 1.5 hours is not good. So she was like, I mean, at this point, like that's bad enough in her mind that we may need to try a sleep aid. And so I think it was called like, Unisom maybe or something. I don't know. There's only one she said that she said was pregnancy safe. But it was definitely a concern for her, more so than I expected. So that is definitely something we wanted to address. And then as we kept talking, she asked about like any new supplements, anything like that. I was telling her how I changed my supplement, and just as a disclaimer, I told you I'd give you an update on if I liked the supplements or not. I really don't. They smell, there's a lot of them. I've only been taking 1 pack a day instead of the 2 because the survey, like it just seems like obnoxious to me to take 10 and get like 800% of your values. Like that just seems crazy to me. So I've only been taking 1 pack. So my midwife was like, well, you could put them in the freezer to like get rid of the smell a little bit, which is a good tip. I might do that until I'm done with this cycle of vitamins and then switch back to my other prenatals. But she was like, okay, so are you taking them in the morning and night since there's 2? And I was like, well, really I've only been taking 1, but yeah, I've been kind of taking them all at night because I'm worried in the mornings that I'm not eating enough, and then my other supplements make me sick if I don't eat enough. So I've been kind of having them with dinner so that I make sure I don't feel nauseous. And she was like, dang, okay, hold off on any sleep aids because your prenatal vitamins have a ton of B vitamins in them. And B vitamins, I guess, are major energy boosting. And she was like, if you are taking those right before bed, then your body may not be able to like get rid of all that, you know, B. It might be just like energized that you're not sleeping. She was like, so for the next week, I want you to make sure you're taking your vitamins in the morning, eat a big breakfast so that you don't get sick, take your vitamins in the morning and see if that helps the sleep. So I'm super excited that that could be the reason for my sleep issues. Like, I love getting answers and I love having something new to try that's not a here, take another pill type option. So that was definitely like something we had to talk through in the appointment today. Other than that, we did fundal height and I'm actually measuring at 26 weeks. So in my mind, I'm measuring about a week ahead, but it raises the interesting point. If you have seen these pregnancy updates, what my midwife has as a date and what I have as a date and what the ultrasound has a date are all 3 different dates. Because we're all like, ultrasound obviously is using baby size. She is using like, you know, I guess a mix of like last menstrual period and that sort of thing. And I'm using like, okay, I know I have long cycles. I know that conception had to be either here or here. It couldn't possibly be here, you know, like, so we all have kind of 3 different dates. And so me, I'm saying that I am 25 weeks and 1 day, 25 and 1. She has me at 25 and 4. So to her, she was like, oh, you're measuring right on. I'm like, I'm measuring a week ahead. We're probably measuring right on, I don't know, but that just was interesting. And I will say, like, part of the fun about having a home birth and seeing a midwife is the care and quality just of appointments that you get. Like, we get a whole hour basically, and my children can come. They play, like I'll like post a little thing here of Rosemary playing, and they have all these toys set up. It's such a relaxing environment. The kids get involved. So when they pulled out the measuring tape, she is student midwife, so the student kind of did the measuring today, and she pulled out her little measuring device for the fundal height, and my kids were like, oh, can I try? And so Juliana tried measuring, and then they had extra of the measuring tapes. So each kid got one, and they have baby dolls there. So they all got to be measuring baby dolls and fun things, and they all want to be tape measure midwives now. And it was just so cute. So anyway, measuring a week ahead, maybe, or right on track, who knows. And then my heartbeat, baby's heartbeat, not mine, baby's heartbeat was about 140. And again, Juliana got to help with the Doppler and finding baby's heartbeat. And that is just so special to watch my kids do that for this kid. And just, you know, something you don't get at a doctor's office. So I really, really love that aspect of this whole thing. And then also Juliana, she was the helper today. She got to help squeeze the ball for the blood pressure cuff. And that was a little bit not so good. So it took her a long time to blow up the thing. And then it was like tight on my arm, restricting. And so I initially got a reading of 130/60, I think. And I was like, even my midwife was like, I'm a little suspicious of that number, because my borderline is like 110, 115. And so that was a whole like 15 to 20 points over what my normal is. And so we ended up doing it again without Juliana's help. And I got a normal reading, my normal reading of 115/74. So definitely good to make sure we redid that, even though they let the kids help. But I think it's still so cool that they do let the kids help and be involved and all that. The other thing we talked about, I was telling her about that little pain that I was kind of telling you guys about, that I sometimes get like right under my belly there. And she gave me a little exercise to do. She said especially if it is coming from the digestive tract rather than baby's positioning. And she also recommended that I add in a probiotic just to help with the digestive elements that I could be dealing with, especially because it's me and my midwife knows all about my issues with pregnancy constipation. So basically the exercise that she gave me was to be like on the edge of a couch and then hang one leg, like straighten out the leg on the bottom and then hang your top leg over the couch. And then your partner can, your spouse can put pressure on that kind of hip area, and that helps, I guess, stretch it out. So then she told me to do that between 5 and 15 minutes on each leg, and hopefully that will help with that thing, that pain that I'm having every once in a while. And then lastly, she did mention that it's about time that if I am wanting to, can start doing kick counts. So I'm looking for 10 movements within an hour in a 24-hour period. I have not been doing kick counts at all because this baby is moving a ton and I have not been worried about it at all. And so I guess if I don't feel movement, I will do that. But at this point, I don't think I need to like constantly be worrying about my 10 kicks, because I know that baby is doing well over 10 kicks an hour at multiple times a day, not just one time a day. So other than that, I'm trying to think if there's any other updates outside of my appointment. And I would say the only update is that I can no longer like bend over. If I am sitting in a chair and something falls in a floor, I have to get out of the chair and squat or bend over from standing to pick up said object. I can't be sitting in a chair and like bend over to reach something on the floor, or like sitting in my seat in the car. If there's something at my feet, I can't really like bend over well to get something at the bottom of the floor, like by my feet. So that is probably the only other update from my 24-week update. And so yeah, that's the gist. I will do a quick bump shot for you and then see you next time.
I'm out of reasons, I'm out of rhyme, but I'll only tell you that I'm out of time. I'm sick of love songs, I'm tired of this, and I wanna tell you straight just like it is.